The district attorney's office in Fulton should be the beacon of the Southeast. It should be the absolute best office between Washington, D.C. and Miami. And right now what you have is a office of dysfunction and corruption, and we deserve better. And I am the right choice to improve it.
Corruption, Ms. Willis, that's a strong word to level against the office that Paul Howard has run for nearly a quarter century. If he gets reelected, it'll be more than 25 years.
You have a DA sitting there that doesn't have the qualifications and the experience to do the job. What I can guarantee you is with my reputation, with my community ties, I am going to be able to attract the best and the brightest minds to that office. You're sitting with someone today that actually wants to make a difference because they deserve a DA that won't have sex with his employees, because they deserve a DA that won't put money in their own pocket when it should go to benefit children, because we deserve better.
A few years later.
8 minutes past the hour now. House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan apparently subpoenaed Fulton County DA Fani Willis for documents after 3 attempts that he had made to get her to respond to requests voluntarily, to no avail. The subpoena is now for documents, not an appearance now, related to the Fulton County DA's use and misuse, allegedly, of federal funds. Willis is under the microscope for this alleged improper romantic relationship with a special prosecutor that she hired for the Georgia election interference case. That's the big RICO case now, stacked up against former President Donald Trump and many others. So we will see how that turns out for Jim Jordan.
That case is my new one life to live.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got to talk about Miss Fani Pack Willis, because things continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse for this individual, okay? It seems to me that she's a lot closer to the end of her career than she wants to believe, because she has come out and announced that she is not going to step down from the Trump case, despite the fact that there is a ton of pressure on her. There are a ton of investigations into her for allegedly paying a special prosecutor that she hired to go after Trump taxpayer dollars while letting him clap her cheeks, okay, in a alleged affair that Nathan Wade was having with her, even though he was married. So with that being said, okay, Fani Willis is facing some more legal troubles as House GOP Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan has subpoenaed Miss Fani Willis to demand answers on a bombshell leaked audio tape that came out that I talked about with you guys a couple days ago, essentially showing Miss Fani Pack Willis dismissing concerns about the misuse of federal funds that her office had received, and then subsequently firing a whistleblower who came forward with the allegations that, hey, you have people in your office that are misusing federal grant money for things that the money is not supposed to be used for, okay? So we covered this, but just in case you missed that video, which, by the way, you should not miss any video that I make, right? You should watch all of them, okay? This is why I make 4 or 5 of them a day, right? For you to watch all of them, because I love following these stories and building on top of previous videos, okay? So with that being said, go ahead and roll the leaked audio tape that now has caused the House to subpoena Fani Pack Willis. Take a look.
Well, we've got an update in the Loverboy Fani Willis saga. Loverboy finalized his divorce so he could run away with Fani. But then Fani and Loverboy got hit with subpoenas and have to testify about their shenanigans together. And when it rains, it pours. Fani's office has a whistleblower, and the whistleblower recorded Fani. And the Free Beacon gave the recording to primetime. The whistleblower, Amanda Timpson, says she caught Fani's aide stealing money. Fani's office got a federal grant for $500,000. It was supposed to go to gang prevention. But Fani's aide, Michael Kufi, allegedly blew the money on travel, computers, and swag. The whistleblower confronted Fani and recorded it.
He wanted me to do things with grants that were impossible, and I kept telling him, like, we can't do that, and questioning stuff. He would take me off projects, tell people I wasn't doing what I was supposed to because I questioned him. Because I understood, I helped write that grant. I knew what was in that grant. He told everybody, we're going to get MacBooks, we're going to do that, we're going to get swag, we're going to use it for travel. I said, you cannot do that. It's a very, very specific grant.
So I respect that is your assessment. It was clear to me that you and Mr. Cuffey were not getting along. And I'm not saying that your assessment is wrong.
So what'd Fani do next? Fired the whistleblower. 7 armed men escorted her out of the office. Fani said the whistleblower didn't meet her standards, and Fani's aide denies he stole swag. But do we sense a pattern here? Fani's office takes public money, hires unqualified people, and the money gets spent on trips and swag. This is the woman who's prosecuting Trump.
Yeah, so you see, they heard that. Okay, so allegedly Fannie Pack fired their whistleblower, who, by the way, sounded extremely scared. Okay, she sounded like she had witnessed things that she knew were wrong. Okay, that were not right in her office. Okay, which again is funny to me because, you know, Miss Fani Willis, again, there are videos out of her claiming that she's going to stop the corruption in the DA's office just for her to take over the office and it become even more corrupt. Again, it's pretty fascinating stuff. But with that being said, this audio has led to the House issuing a subpoena for Miss Fani Willis for misuse of federal funds, which could be a federal crime, okay? And the mainstream liberal media is turning on Miss Fani Willis, okay? And this is coming from multiple outlets. Like, for example, CNN's Eli Honig, he came out with a scathing op-ed rebuking Fani Willis, okay? And I want to read a little bit of it because he's concerned that she might run the case into the ground, okay? Like, quite literally, this case might get dropped because of Miss Fani Willis being so reckless. So let's read here. CNN legal analyst Eli Honig excoriated Fulton County District Attorney and Trump prosecutor Fani Willis in a scathing new op-ed for New York Magazine, speculating that her case against the former president might run aground. Quote, for over a year now, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis's prosecution of former President Donald Trump has been headed toward the shoals. In the past few weeks, the wind has picked up and it looks like the whole case might run aground. The situation is already bad down in Georgia, but it's about to get worse, wrote Honig in his ominous lead. Okay. So he basically goes on to talk about how Nathan Wade is not qualified, right? He's definitely an affirmative action hire. And then also he talks about how she should not be trying to play the victim card, okay? So he is absolutely destroying her, okay? And like I told you guys, the liberal media is now turning on Fani Willis, okay? I mean, it's not just CNN's Eli Honig. You also have CBS's legal analyst. She's also coming out here and basically saying that, yeah, it's looking pretty bad for Miss Fani Willis. She could have to face federal charges for some of these alleged crimes. Take a look.
It's really the question about the money. If, in fact, Fani Willis is paying her lover, if he is her lover, a fee which is quite substantial. I mean, $650,000 to his law firm over a 2-year period is not a small amount of money. But are they both benefiting from that money? Mike Roman alleges that they went on trips that were ultimately paid for by the money, not that it's exactly the same dollar, but by the money that Nathan Wade had made while working for Fani Willis. That could be considered fraud. Not only might it be considered fraud or what we call honest services fraud, if this also involved the fact that there were federal funds going into that district attorney's office, which certainly could be the truth if it could be proven, then you're also dealing with the fact of a federal crime. So you might have a crime here in terms of the money. You might simply have, which is not so simple, a conflict of interest based on non-disclosure. If you look at it this way, Nancy and Anne Marie, if you had a female CEO of a public company and she decided to hire her lover and make him her number two, and that they were both traveling together and having a relationship on her money and his money, don't you think that CEO would be gone in a nanosecond? Now, while saying all of this, these are mere allegations, and you may note many of the more well-known and higher-up defendants in this case have not yet signed on to this motion. So the lawyer filing this motion better have the goods if you dare to file it.
Yeah, he better have the goods, right? I'm not making all these videos for him not to have the goods, okay? You better have the goods, okay? You better have them, okay? Because this woman has to go down, right? She has to go down. If Republicans can't take this woman down, throw away the whole damn party, okay? Because she is facing multiple potential federal crimes. Okay, we're talking about the misuse of federal funds when it comes to the whistleblower audio leak. Okay, we're talking about the misuse of federal funds when it comes to hiring Nathan Wade. Okay, which she, in my opinion, may have engaged in fraud. Okay, we're also talking about her facing audits from the Fulton County commissioners. Okay, she's also facing articles of impeachment. She's also facing an investigation from the state legislators. So again, I'm trying to figure out how in the world can Republicans screw this up, right? How can you screw it up? Okay, this woman clearly and obviously, okay, should be removed some way, somehow. Okay, and I just hope that Republicans have enough cojones to go all the way with this. Okay, we're already seeing Jim Jordan show that, hey, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, okay, from the federal level, okay, and I hope that the Republicans down there in Georgia do what they gotta do, but who knows, right? They've been weak this whole time, and see, this is why I said this from the beginning. When she first indicted Trump, I said the Republicans should be investigating, and Brian Kemp said no. Again, that looks so silly now. Right? That looks so silly because we know what Democrats would have done. Democrats would have said, yeah, we're going to investigate, right? Republicans can't even investigate. It took all this for Republicans now to decide, oh, we're going to investigate. Somebody that clearly should have been investigated from the beginning. Clearly she was corrupt. Clearly this is politically motivated. But hey, it is what it is. Karma is a bitch, right? Because that's exactly what's happening here. Karma. All these things she accuses Trump of doing, she does, and it's 100 times worse, okay? 100 times worse. She is one of the most corrupt DAs in this country, okay? Along with Fat Alvin in New York City as well, too. They're all corrupt. All this is a witch hunt, and I cannot wait to see all of this come crashing down. I cannot wait to see it. This woman belongs behind bars, right? I want to see her behind bars when all this is said and done, because that's what she deserves. And if Republicans can't get it done, throw away the whole damn party. I'm so serious. I'm sick and tired of the weakness. There's too much here. There is absolutely too much. You even have the mainstream liberal media. Even the liberal media is admitting that, yeah, this is bad, right? It's really looking bad for her, okay? At the very least, she has to be removed from this case. If she is not removed from this case, some way, somehow, throw the whole party away. I'm just saying. I want to see action, okay? I'm sick and tired of just investigations that never come of anything. I want to see action because Democrats never face accountability for their corruption unless, they don't go along with the agenda, right? Then they may face some accountability. But other than that, okay, they never face accountability. But in this case right here, this woman should face accountability, okay? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.